Okay, we're going to review a Savage Axis hardwood. This is a little bit different than my budget rifle review series. What I did with that series is I tried to have the guns priced at $350 and less. This gun as is kind of goes out, it's more like I think $425 is the retail. It's roughly $100 more for the hardwood stock. This is a rifle that belongs to a friend of mine. I kind of have it on loan right at the moment, so I figured I'd do a review on it because it is a little bit different than the gun we reviewed in the budget rifle series. This gun here is a little strange because I tried to look it up. It is a Savage Axis, not an Axis II, because it has the trigger. It does not have an AccuTrigger. I don't know when he bought it or whatever, but it appears to be an Axis before they became the Axis II with hardwood stock, which is not listed in the Blue Book of Gun Values. Okay, you can find an Axis II with an adjustable trigger with a hardwood stock, and the retail price on that I just checked at the Academy Sports, about $425. Buds has them for $3 something, but that's a cash discount. If you pay with a credit card, it's so much more. Then you have to have shipping, and then you have to add your FFL transfer, which for me would be another $25. So in reality, we'll go with the Academy Sports price of about $425, which roughly adds $100 to the cost of the rifle as compared to the synthetic stock version, which I have here. The only other difference also is this gun supposedly in .223 weighs 7 pounds. My other rifle, which I do have here, we can compare side by side. The Savage Axis in 6.5 Creedmoor with the synthetic stock weighs 6.3 pounds. So not quite a difference of a pound in weight. So that's the one difference. And also it comes with the scope mounted, bore sighted, just like the other one. But this has a Weaver scope, which I don't know if that's better quality. I don't know if it's Weaver of Beijing or what, or if it's an American made scope. I didn't take it off out of the rings to see, because one of them I took off no matter what it said, and you turn around, the Bushnells say made in China underneath. So I'm not quite sure what it is, but it is a nice scope, and it's the standard 3 to 9 variable power, just like all the others. So they all have the basic scope, came mounted and bore sighted. And I did take this out and shoot it. It was not that far off. Got it dialed in, and I did do some shooting with it. So now I'll get the camera and we'll take a closer look at the gun. Or I'll do some. One thing I wanted to find out is I'm going to get the length of pole while we're here, so we can give us that, which is a standard 13.5 inches. So that's the standard length of pole on them, unless you get a youth model or something custom. Okay, now a closer look. It is your basic. It's the same as the other Savage I reviewed. Okay, except in wood stock. Same style bolt, same safety. The bolt release, I'll go over all of that. I'll get the camera set up and I'll show you all that little by little. But just in the wood stock. Scope, same mounting system. The barrel kind of threads on there with that adjustable system that Savage uses. And 22-inch barrel. Now, supposedly free floating. If you see here, there's a gap but up in that area right there, about an inch or so, it'll float back there, but up in that inch, 2 inches, it's touching. It's kind of like the rifle's action is cocked to one side and touching on the very end up there. Now I've seen a lot of, and the reason I'm reviewing this is because to see if there's a difference in the feel of the gun with the wooden stock, how much of a difference there is. Because a lot of people like to change them with a Boyd's AccuStock. It's the fully adjustable stock. It'll adjust the cheek wield, and the length of pole can be adjusted with it on the Boyd's. I think it's the all-in-one. I'm sorry, that's it, the all-in-one. But that stock would cost over $200 for this model rifle. So let's go look at the action in that. Like I said, it'd probably be a little bit easier for me to manipulate it this way. Okay, so your standard Savage bolt, just like all of them and the other one I reviewed. And again, it has, you have to get that kind of up forward, pull the trigger, to press that tab here. Okay, had to edit out some of that. Now I remember the one thing I don't like about Savage Access. To get the bolt out, you have this little tab here. You have to pull the trigger. You have to pull the trigger, press the tab, and then the bolt will come out of the receiver. Okay? And safety is mounted here in the back on the tang. Red means dead, so like I said, I like it as a hunting safety. Even though it makes a loud click, it's easy to access without having to move your hand position like the other one where you have to reach up on a Mauser or something and take your hand off the rifle. So to get the bolt back in, again, line it up, gotta press the trigger and this thing at the same time, or this first, or whatever. Okay, with the safety on, you cannot get the bolt back in, so push the safety, make sure the safety is forward. Then we do our little tab here, trigger tab, bolt goes right back in. Okay, magazine, 4-shot magazine, metal. And again, it's kind of awkward to load. When I loaded it, it tips around in there, but it locks back into the stock fairly well. Okay, goes in and out of the stock really good, so that's not a problem. Got a nice little rubber butt pad, nothing huge, but still, it gives a good purchase up against your clothes. It doesn't slip. And a little bit of pad is better than none. The sling mounts are metal and in the wood, so they're not, we don't have that problem of them being plastic and breaking off out of the stock. And hopefully you can see where this free float, you can almost see where the gun itself looks like it's cocked over. And I did take this stock off. This is a Boyd stock. It's stamped Boyd's and has a date inside there. So Boyd's did make this stock, at least for the Savage Accesses. I know the Remington Model 7, either 783 or 7, whatever I reviewed there, it also comes with a wood stock as an option for a different version of it. And like I said, this has a non-adjustable trigger there. And it does weigh a little bit more than the other gun. Now we'll kind of take a look at how the gun shoulders and handles. Now again, a lot of this is preference. I do have the Access in the 6.5 Creedmoor that we reviewed in the series on budget rifles. And like I said, it has a the way this plastic stock is, this is hollow and lightweight. It has a generous recoil pad. Of course, it's a much more larger caliber than .223, which isn't that big of a recoil deal. This gun, when you come up with it, the balance pointer, it's forward heavy. Okay, in other words, you can feel the weight of the gun is on, you know, like this on my left hand, which is getting kind of tighter here. But it comes up well, the gun shoots well. And like I said, it is almost a pound lighter in this configuration. Now with the wood stock, the balance is more even because you got some weight here. Okay, so that weird forward balance is not there, you know, forward type of tip. This gun, the balance is a lot better. Comes up to the shoulder good. Okay, and then even though it's not that thin, like I said, for it's all a matter of personal preference. I myself like this style wooden stock a lot better. To me, carrying the gun, it's balanced better, more evenly, not so much forward heavy. And when you bring it up to the shoulder, the wood also, the solid feel of the wood against my shoulder, it's just the way I am. I like wooden stock rifles better than synthetic or skeletonized stock guns. It's just a personal preference of mine. But to me, it does balance a little bit better. And as for the functioning, I did shoot this, functioned flawless, no problems, worked great. Like I said, magazine goes in and out. Let me see with this one here. I can't remember after a year. I know the Remington magazine had some quirks to it. This one here I did not believe it did. Goes in all right. Yeah. So the magazine on these is good. And this one is kind of free floating. And it's a standard deal here. So maybe we'll take a look at them side by side now. Okay, here they are side by side. Get a better look at them. Like I said, the balance is a tad bit different. And we do have the logo there burnt into the wood, other than stickers, which, you know, to some people, more of a traditional taste. You know, they would like the hardwood. So the difference in price between the guns is say roughly $100. So you have to ask yourself, you know, do I like the wooden stock and the feel and the balance of it more to warrant the $100? Because a lot of people start off with these budget synthetic stock rifles and then upgrade them as they go. Upgrade the scope and upgrade to a stock, which usually a Boyd's. The Boyd's @1 is probably the best. But bear in mind, the more economical way to go if you really want a wooden stock, and it is a Boyd stock, is look at one of these budget guns with the hardwood. It's about $100 difference, at least with the Axis. I don't know about the Remington. And if you like it better, it's only $100. To put that Boyd's @1 on this gun would cost me, I think, the Access version is a little over $200 with shipping and that, so it would be $200 plus. I know the Remington version, depending on which gun you have, is like $180. It's still under $200. And they're even making a version for the Compass, TC Compass, a wooden stock that's adjustable. What you would get for the other extra $100 is you have that @1 is adjustable on length of pull, and then up here on the Monte Carlo part of the stock or whatever, the cheek where you rest your cheek, that will be adjustable so you can adjust it. And all of that fanciness would cost you another $100. So I kind of reviewed this as an option. It came my way, just something to talk about, kind of a little added bonus to our budget rifle thing. And I guess the reason my friend bought it is he must have went to the store and had this in there and liked it better than this version here. Okay, and I mean, as for the Access itself, these older ones without the adjustable trigger, they're good guns, they function, they're all accurate. I did go out and shoot this, so I will post the videos of me sighting it in and shooting it at 100 yards. I did not use factory ammo. I used my reloads, so bear that in mind. I didn't run factory ammo like I did with the other guns to tell you what's off the shelf, and my reloads performed exceptionally well in that rifle. So all of these budget guns, if you're a hand loader, they're accurate. You can squeeze the accuracy out of these guns quite easily, okay, with good reloading, getting the right bullet and the right hand load. So that's my little kind of update or review of the Savage Axis hardwood. If you bought one now in the store, there'd be an Axis 2 and it would have an adjustable trigger. So this is a little bit older one. I don't think these are around anymore or available. All the Savage rifles at this point in time will have the AccuTrigger on them. It's about the only difference.